Good evening, viewers, and welcome to Ubuntu channel. This is Nsaka program, your lovely program that comes on Thursday on this channel. Today, we are not having a topic. We have a situation which we are going to narrate to you later. But before I go any further, allow me to introduce some of the people I am with to tackle this situation we have. With me in the studio, I've got Evangelist Shaabula. Evangelist Shaabula, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Himba, and good evening, everyone.
Evangelist, how was your Good Friday?
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was.
It was wonderful.
Although it was also emotional because our pastor JB lost the wife and the son, which was not really good. It was really an emotional moment for Zambia.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that.
We have to remember him in our prayers. He needs our strength, then he needs our support.
True.
However, Evangelist, we also have Bom Kelebai. Bom Kelebai, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Himba. And Shaabula Muchwani. My condolences to the pastor. Is this the pastor that comes on the show?
No. It's he's a very Pastor Ngosa who lost his wife.
Yeah, you mean the musician?
Yeah, he lost his wife and his son in the car accident. That was somebody. No one should go through such a situation anyway.
It was an accident. Oh my God.
That was an accident just near his house. It was really terrible.
Please.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
We mourn him and we stand with him. Although we are not with him physically, but spiritually we are with him. Our viewers, welcome to the program once again. We have a situation with us in the studio. I only hope the lady who wrote this situation, who's requested us to tackle it, she's listening. How I wish she could give us a signal or she could send a message to one of us that she's listening. Evangelist, there's a situation. Our viewers, we are not able to read this situation, but it will be displayed on the screen as we go on. It's quite a long situation, but we are just going to pick the main points from this situation. So mwewe nepti mwabelenga bati mutweleleko twaisako leti na mwishu bafe technology temu nove na batubikira yo ba director kuti we can read on our own at length and get the details. I'm sure we are going to get the main points which we'll be able to share with you right now. Before I go on, allow me to welcome CJ, who've just joined us in the studio. CJ, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Himba. Good evening. Good evening. May I apologize for my late entry, due to technical challenges. Thank you, Himba. You can continue.
What is important is that you are here, CJ, and that is what matters at the moment. CJ, has the lady communicated if she's following the program today?
Sorry, Himba, get you. Technical issues on my side.
Has the lady communicated if she's following the issue, the discussions we're having today?
Oh, yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, our viewers, our situation, as I said, we are going to mention the key. We are just going to summarize it. Basically, this is a young lady who is 22 years old, and she's been dating a man who is 25 years old. And they've been in a relationship for 3 years. And just last year, the man's family, they came to make their intentions known to her family of asking her hand in marriage. So then afterwards, I think she says,
Wanakobekera.
nikobekera hapo. Ati balileta otumbale kwashalama negotiations. So then she says a week later, she said last week, I don't know if it is the other week, we are not going to really talk about the time frame exactly, but we just I won't be mentioning like a week, I'll just say sometime at certain point, a lady called her claiming that the fiancé told this lady that they've ended the relationship, and apparently the fiancé was dating this girl who called her on the phone. Then the lady asked this lady who called her some questions, and which it confirmed some certainty she had. According to what she's written, it confirmed some certainty which she had. And basically, the lady who called her even sent her the photos where they spent time with her fiancé. So now this lady is asking, should I call off this marriage? And the fiancé has confined with the other girl whom she believes he's dating that if they ended the relationship, the fiancé ended the relationship with her, and all he's planning is to collect, to send kuyapoko tumbale aliye babo bagelo bambya bakumbala ati awo imukashano nalefa okupa nalimuleka so tulefa okuyafe mukusenda otumbale. And then this same girl sent the photos to her where they spent time with the fiancé, and then now she believes they are dating or they are in a relationship. So she's saying, should she go on with the marriage or she should call it off? Evangelist, are we there?
Yes, listening attentively.
Did I miss any point in my summary?
You are very, very clear.
Okay. I'll start with you, Evangelist. The lady is saying, in the first place, before we go any further, I would love you to clarify on the age between the two partners. Is this age okay for marriage?
Thank you very much, Himba, and I just want to welcome all those that are fans of Ubuntu channel. Please keep on listening and watching and participating. Now, the question of age in marriage, we must understand that according to the Marriage Act, Chapter 50 of the laws of Zambia, Part 10 of the Constitution of Zambia, they stipulated the age or the age which is allowed for anyone to get married is 21 years. 21. When one is 21 years old, that person can get into marriage. That muntu aina 21 years old, angakwatiriwe or angakwatire. Whether ni mwamuna angakwatire or ni mukazi angakwatiriwe, that akwatita 21 years old. Now, that ni less 15 years. Voting is 18 years. Now, why? Why 21 years old? Because you are dealing with the mind. In marriage, there are intricacies. There are complicated issues which require maturity. So according to the Marriage Act, when somebody is 21 years old, he has reached what is called a mature age for him or for her to get married. So this scenario that we are discussing this evening is very much in order that these people can be married. They can be husband and wife because they've reached a mature age for their marriage. If somebody is less than 21 years old, he cannot get married. If it's 20 years, then he will need special permission from parents in writing. They should be able to write a letter to say, because of ABCD, they give reason, their daughter or their son can get married at the age of 20. But 21 years old, that is in order. So in short, Himba, that is a mature age, it is in order, it is right, it's correct. They should go ahead. Anyone who is 21 years and above can get married or can marry. Thank you so much.
Evangelist, I'm also informed that if somebody is 21 years, you can actually get married without the consent of your parents. If you want, even if your parent says no, you can still go ahead and get married. What do you have to say about that?
By law, Zambian law, which is the British law, yes, you can get married even without the consent of your father and mother, as long as you are 21 years old. But you will require to have a witness who is going to sign for you that actually it is true you got married.
Yeah.
But we as the Zambian blacks in Africa here, that kind of marriage can have problems because you need the support of your parents or your relatives. So normally we encourage marriages that are supported by family members. But by law, by British law, which we use here in Zambia, it is in order you can get married because you are old. You know what you are doing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Evangelist. It's actually just to add on, because they also consider that this person is fully grown up, even the mental capacity is fully grown up to make their informed decisions. And that's why probably the law has gone that way. Now, Evangelist, we have a situation. Here is a young lady who says, Ineba mdala balireeta otumbale. Nga papene patumbale. Nga abantu baleeta otumbale. Before we tackle the situation, before that Langla in details with the situation, if the people brings otumbale kunganda, what does it mean? And how should you handle that relationship?
When the family of a man brings the place to the lady who is to be married, it is a sure indication that they've shown interest in marrying that lady. It is interest expressed that they want to get married to this particular lady. And since they received those places, it is also an indication that they accepted their proposal for marriage. In fact, that tumbale is just as good as a finger ring of engagement that is put on the finger. So it is a sign or an indication that they've got intentions to get married, to marry that lady, and that also the family of the lady, so they've accepted that proposal or that engagement. That's what it means.
Thank you so much, Evangelist. Our viewers out there, you are welcome to join us in the studio. We would want to hear your contribution, would want to hear your thought over this situation. We have a situation which our sister wants advice, and briefly, this is a situation where this young lady has been dating a man for 3 years. Then she's suspecting, or she's had some proof that the man is dating another woman, because another woman called her, claiming that the fiancé told this man that parents and when this lady called this lady who's brought the situation here, she asked for some evidence of whatever she was claiming. Apparently, this woman sent the photos to her to confirm all her claimings. So she's asking Bushe, should we progress ne chupwechi or lo tuleke should I just call it off? So this is the situation in briefly, in short, but then you can follow the situation. It will be displayed on our screen. You can read it in details, but just briefly, this is what the situation is all about. We are tackling this situation, so we really want to hear your views. We really want to hear your advice. We can just help not only this sister who's brought this situation, you can also help another sister somewhere or another brother somewhere who is in the same situation. So please, we invite you to come into the link, to come into the studio through the link, or you can comment through your comments. We'll be able to read them. The owner of this situation, she's listening, please. She's listening as we are discussing this issue. Evangelist, over to you.
Yes. The issue is she's trying to find out should she go ahead with this lady, with this marriage, since this gentleman has found somebody who she is intending to get married to, and at the same time, she has been taking photographs with this lady, and yet denying that she's going out with her. But with the empirical evidence that the gentleman has got a lady, should she go ahead? Number one, please listen. Marriage should be built on faithfulness, on truthfulness, on trust. Marriage should be built on faithfulness, on truthfulness, on trust. Now, when there is no trust, there is no faithfulness, then the marriage is questionable. Whatever will be done in the marriage will be questionable. There will be different situations which will arise from not being faithful, from being doubted by the other person. And that will be a source of problems for the two people. Now, the question is, should she go ahead? The question is, should she go ahead? How can she go ahead when already she has cast doubt on the behavior of the gentleman, on the character of the gentleman? How are they going to live in the house? Because each time when the gentleman goes out, the lady will start thinking that the gentleman has gone to see or to meet another lady. And that will be a sort of more problems and worse problems. Vice versa. Even the gentleman later on will start mistrusting the lady. Now, if the marriage is built on weak foundation, on a sinking sand, then that marriage cannot stand. Because the pillars of marriage are shaky or they are broken. And therefore, you cannot build a house on sinking sand. Meaning that this marriage, from the word go, is shaky. From the word go, it cannot be trusted. From the word go, it cannot stand because it is standing on the weak, on the sinking sand. So all I can advise her, for the sake of her happiness and for the sake of the good health of their marriage, the young lady should think twice before she can get into this marriage. If she has got enough evidence that actually this gentleman is going out with another lady, if there's enough evidence, then my advice to her is that she should think twice. What I mean by thinking twice is that she should not go ahead with this marriage, because she will have pain, she will have troubles, she will have a lot of difficult times. The marriage will not be happy, because the gentleman has shown already that he does not love this lady. It is not a matter of trust only. It is also a matter of love. This gentleman does not love this lady. Because if he loved her, from the word go, he would have kept himself clean and ready for this lady. Since
Maybe
he has
he's just
shown,
being evangelist. Maybe he's just being naughty.
no, it's not being naughty. That is his character. You can't be naughty when you want to start playing a game, then you wish inapanja bola. Baada kupata bola, you wish inapanja. Mzamu itafanya. So, the issue here is that the gentleman is
But
not
evangelist, isn't it possible that muntu angachinje? Because the young man asked a thing. Finally, if say avomera, nochita apologize to say, I'm sorry, ninaluvyanya. Let's do these things nicely in the proper way. Forgive me.
Himba, I want you to listen. In my 32 years of counseling, this will be 33. In my 32 years of counseling, I have found young ladies who have assumed that this gentleman, later on as last year, and the crooks or bad-hearted men or cruel men, they are quick at apologizing. They are quick at apologizing. Do not be cheated. That is how it is. It will grow. It is a habit which is going to grow. How can he make a mistake of fighting you or beating you or being be unfaithful even before he takes you in his home? So my advice to you, my counsel to you is that these are areas where you cannot compromise. Leave him alone. Let him marry the person he loves. You will cry. You will mourn. You will be sad. And you'll be old so soon, very, very soon, without order. That is all. Leave the gentleman to go.
But now, okay, before we go,
in fact, he's not even a gentleman. Gentlemen don't behave that way.
okay. So what do we call him?
A rascal. A riffraff.
Okay. Before we go any further, please allow me to recognize the presence of Abby in our studio. Abby, mwaise npomkwai.
Mkwai, mulishani mkwai.
Tulifia wino.
Ya, mulishani wasije. Shaabula.
Basija, network ila dragging akuli basije.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mr. Mukirabai?
I'm very fine, my brother. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening also to the viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abi. Let me go to Wamkerebai. Wamkerebai. What is your position on this situation? Our viewers, you're welcome in the studio through the link. You can comment. We'll read your comment. We are just advising our sister out there who is in this situation. We may even be talking to, we may even be also advising other people who are in the same situation. A young person out there who is intending to marry a person, who is intending to marry the partner whom they don't trust or whom they've got suspicions. Please come into the studio or share your thoughts through our comments. We'll be so grateful and we'll appreciate. Wamukerebai, what is your position? Should this lady go ahead with the marriage? As we are talking, let's also think of the family which are already involved in this situation. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Himba. We know that Bembas, they have this idiom that they use, that inkobekera techupo. So ngati vanaleta tumbale manafaka potun drama, showing my interest. And the girl, I believe she was also willing for the boyfriend to have managed to convince the relatives to take the plates. Unfortunately, it's good that the girl has now discovered, or she has been told the truth. For the other girl to even have the audacity to send pictures of the so-called fiancé to her goes to show that there's a lot of competition out there. The only thing she has to do now is to find out, like Shaabula put it, let her carry on her own investigation and hear from the horse's mouth. But if the horse itself is in agreement of what is happening and she has enough corroborating evidence that this person is being unfaithful, all I can say is that whether they are 22 and 25, they are still young.
Actually, there's also one point I forgot to mention. The man is even telling the lady to stop working. Atinifuna nikakutumira phone nivela ma voice yabamuna ku background. And then the man has been asked, he refused. Anakana. Anamfunza, but he refused. But there's this evidence which he has from this woman. Please continue.
It's just you can tell from the nature or the type of problems that they are facing that these are not matured individuals. They are young, and they are playing this chochise. And the girl, I believe, the one who wrote the letter, should just throw in her towel, because there are already signs before she goes into a so-called marriage. There's already sign to show that this gentleman is not going to be the perfect husband, and already there's drama. So what would happen? So she's just putting herself in a very, very serious predicament. But actually, this is a very predictable problem, because she knows she has chance now. Before they could sign that marriage certificate, she has an opportunity to simply walk away, because this is her time. She has opportunity to simply turn around and say, look, I don't want drama. I want a husband of my dreams. If we ask her, she will tell us what kind of a husband she wants. And I believe for her to have written to us, it's because she feels confused, she feels betrayed, and she is actually on the right trajectory, that she asks questions. And we are telling her to say, my dear sister, young lady, this is not the right person to invest your time and love in. Try to just put a stop to it. Let him come and fight for you. And when he comes to you, let him come with clean hands, not to my girlfriends, tukokulembera my letters awe, that fiakale stop the drama and just continue, move on. There's so many fish in the pond. You can find the right boy for yourself. Thank you. That's my take.
Thank you very much, Vumchelebai.
So many fish.
Am I audible, Himba?
Yes, you are, although you are cutting.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to Mr. Abia. Before Abia, abantu balachinja. Natumfuata awe muleke kwali bafuta counseling umuntu
She should
achinja.
is
kwali bati abantu balachinja Abia. Abantu kwali bati after counseling abantu kwate kange apa as people are saying ati baiche bachiri balekula, you know. That's because I've seen people who've married even at the age of 16, 17, like Mumishi, and they live, if they are responsible, they are able to look after their partners, their families, they live happily and very responsible people. Even in Uma towns, we've seen people, they marry even at 20, 21, they live happily. Now, and I also believe at abantu balachinja. Don't you think if this guy is to go through counseling, they are carried on with the journey of marriage, this guy can be actually a better husband?
Yeah. It may depend with the type of a person he is, you know. But you know, we are talking about relationship here. First of all, let me talk about relationship. The way I have little knowledge of relationship because it means it's a time for a woman and a man to know each other. So when their heart reach at satisfaction, no nakutira naye uyu muntu naye uyu naye anakutira naye mzanga, that's when you come together and make a progress into marriage. That's what relationship means. Now, this person or this man has already started showing his signs because the information that I have quoted here is that they have been in relationship for 3 years.
Yes.
Now, yeah, so for that lady to call her fellow lady to say, this is my man, which means anamvera ako naye kuti uku kule mzako futi naye anampelekera tumbale, then kuli anampasa namba ya mkazi muzake huyu kuta uya manja ilete manje pa. So we don't know when that second relationship started from. We don't know. Only this lady, maybe if he has a clue, he can also relate to say no, a number and Nsaka also. Now, we end up seeking advice na kuti abantu angachinje. I think for me, the word big no in capital letters, because if the evidence are there, our fellow woman shows, you know, you know, Madam Himba, when you're in a relationship, the types of photos you are getting with your loved ones, they're also interesting. You see, it's a clear evidence that can show that something is really going on. And when this lady was asking this man to say, is this true? What was his body language? You see? What was his body signs? What was his reactions? Also, those signs can tell that this person is saying no just to protect or to cover up himself. So all this, what I'm talking right now, is for this lady who was interviewing that man to say, are you cheating on me? What is this? What are you saying about this photo? Or what are you saying about this message? What are you saying about this photo which is on WhatsApp, on Facebook, or on this cover? So those questions, as this man was answering to her, what was his body language? Because even the body language, also the signs, we can even tell that this person is lying. So I think for this 22-year-old girl to go through this, it's too early for her. It's too early for her because marriage is a lifetime. It's not a 24-hour journey, 7 days journey, or 365 days journey. No, it's a lifetime journey where you have admitted to say, let me start off this journey. You know where you are going to end. So, like in marriage, you don't know when you are going to end because the biggest enemy here on earth is death. Yes. So when the biggest enemy is death, which means you don't know when death will separate you. So what my point is, you young lady, are you satisfied with the answers this man gave to you? If you are not satisfied with those answers, please discontinue that relationship because it's a misery already. So if the answer that he gave to you satisfies you and you don't have a doubt or even a small doubt in those answers, please continue. It's your man. But if there is a big doubt on those answers, please don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Good. So I hope I'm audible now.
Yes, you are, CJ. You are audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. There's what they call
Okay,
compromise.
thank you.
Compromise.
There's a general feeling. Mhm.
Please, Evangelist, go ahead.
Yes, there's what they call compromise.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you've got a flat tire, and then from there you decide to mend it. You put a patch on the tire, and then you are going to make a long journey to Zimbabwe when it is hot in October. For me, I would say you are compromising with your life. Because when it is hot, that patch can come out and then you'll be in troubles. The best thing to do is to buy a new tire and then fit it and go to Zimbabwe. By so doing, you are preventing problems and disappointments on the way. The best thing is not to compromise. Marriage is not for trial. You don't compromise, hoping that things will change. The question is, suppose life does not change. Suppose that the individual does not change. What happens? It means that your marriage is going to be short-lived. Izanta masiku ya ngono chabe chikwati chasira. Chikwati sichosoverera, dear friend. Chikwati is a serious program which requires a serious mind, which requires a mature mind, which requires a dedicated mind. So the issue is that there should not be compromise. If you know that this marriage will not take you where you want to be, it will end up in a ditch. Please do not start that journey because it is taking you nowhere. And you are going to be a laughing stock in society at Chikwachanga 2 months or 1 week just here. I have seen weddings. Wedding bantu bali mu white gown ajamema mosquito net yamena ba white mosquito net. Bantu amba kumenyana fighting. Kuja kwa mimi mjamchechi kuja fighting because of problems. Maybe the boyfriend, the husband has invited the other girlfriend in the audience there, and they are talking, they're doing all sorts of things. Sometimes the phone call goes that person, and then the authority goes to answer, his girlfriend somewhere. So this, kalulu ni kalulu zachinja, njoka ni njoka sichinja, kore ni kore zachinja, imba ni imba sichinja. Whether waite na iteja kore wa mtu wasa musemu bushlo, wamuleta mutauni, nise mutauni. Isomba ukaichosa mumanzi, waita mumpoto. It will still be the same fish. So don't compromise. Be sure that you are getting married to a person you love them, you respect him, you obey him, then you trust him. If things are not there, please don't go ahead. So my advice to this young lady, forget this gentleman. He is dishonest. Thank you.
I hope I'm audible this time. But are you able to hear me? Himba?
Yes, I am, CJ. Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So in the event that the young lady needs to this relationship, kakudara mbade. Procedure ifunika kunkara bwanji since mbade ziri kudara kwawo msikana. Evangelist.
Obviously mbina ring alikwata kange maring ya bo kamanje mu community.
Procedure ilibunja pamanje.
Madam Himba, the ring that she has maybe in her hands is an engagement ring.
Yes.
Where we call it as a disposable one, where you can throw it away anytime.
Okay.
It's not a marriage ring. It's not a marriage ring. So it's very easy to throw that ring away because they are still in a relationship, and
Okay.
they are not even supposed to meet. You see, they don't have that opportunity. So it's just to inform the parents. Say manzi akali mkokola naganza kuti kuuzeni makolo kuti mgwirizano zawenzepoja has become with a little bit big doubt. So I have decided to end. So if in their tradition it is allowed to take those plates back to that man, yeah, let them do. But if it is not allowed, where that walandira pasira or basira, forget about it. Young man, go to another lady. We maybe wina nguyo mungapitirizeko nayo, but totuivala. So it's a disposable plate. Yes, but we are to like it. If that anatusiya kuda, which means anatugula, kwani se ugato twina ngugaidi. You see that? Yeah, so that's what
okay,
this person can do. Chikwati abnena kudala baoshaula tisitosowere lako sima dimbi haya. Mwachaya madimbi for 3 years lomba hapa. Let's say maybe nayo mkazi maybe anamba kudala kuona ukapotesho kenangu. So agaza inkadi ni goideta pampepa hapa na nitokee mtabu. We know. So let them do.
Actually, CJ, people say broken relationship is better than a broken marriage.
Yeah. So I would also like to touch on having code fit on part of the lady. Was Evangelist to be looking at the procedure of withdrawing traditionally whatever is free and can see any other person without any. I'd also want him to touch aspect kumangala venangu mamba kumvera chifundo, and she's trying to say okay choke pangono without causing too much noise and whatever. I want Evangelist to touch on that, how she can handle it. if there's anything like pangono.
Well, you know, the procedure is not complicated. After you've identified a problem, for example, like now the gentleman is being accused of having another girlfriend, and that, you know, there are photos, whatever it is. Then the lady will have to provide the evidence that the gentleman is unfaithful. What is required is evidence that she's backing out because of being unfaithful. And then she should be able to prove that the gentleman is unfaithful, either with those photos and any other thing that she can show. So the issue is that the evidence must be shown. Once it is shown, then in the end they say, no, on account of this, we cannot continue with this marriage. And so we are backing out. So then from there, they will give you that then atumbali twako waenda watusunda so that you can go and marry another one. By then you have fixed your behavior also. So that's the procedure.
CJ, before you come in,
So,
just on that.
Just a clarification. Sorry, just a clarification. So, inkani yatumbale ngati nkuweza, do you take them there or you get them to come and give them?
Tumbali tunaenda kudala. So it's the lady. First of all, here, who is the complainant? The complainant is not the man. Here, the complainant is the lady. It is the lady who is going to call for a meeting through her parents or relatives. It is the complainant who is the lady who is going to call for a meeting through her relatives or the parents. They will call the side of the gentleman and explain to them what the situation is and be able to provide evidence that this is exactly what is happening, this is what is happening, and on this ground, on this account, we cannot go ahead with the marriage. And therefore, we are backing out of this marriage. And we are giving you back what you gave us. The place or with the money and anything that was given. Then those people, if they want, they can say, okay, let's have them. Then they can receive those. Or that what about, okay, let's forget about them. But as long as when they say we forget about them, they should not claim insurance. You are still our wife. So the best thing is to make sure that we're taking it to Mbalitwao. Hello?
Yes, Evangelist.
Thank you.
Responded to what because they are families, and me I feel ni kunyaya. There are families who would say, tumbale that kind of thing. So for me, you've already clarified. That's what I wanted you to clarify. Because if imbaloko shiri, for me, Evangelist, I agree with you. Let these mbale be taken back, whether by force. Even by force, because there's already a connection there. Bazambo azakabwera kutango ewe naleta mbale kwano swana bweze nali kukowekera uchiri windi, it will still bring problems. And traditionally there's a tie there. Take those plates by, even if I can, even by force, take them and mash kumwao.
Correct, Himba, correct.
Over to you, CJ.
Okay, thank you. Just on that particular point, Evangelist had mentioned that they need to have a reason. Okay, is it possible if, say, if in a situation not related.
You said, is it possible to do what?
Evangelist, it seems like you got CJ.
To this wachinja cha benzedo to give to end this relationship is it possible kuti vangakambisa bato tachinja nzeve without giving reasons?
Well, we are waiting for Evangelist.
From the analysis.
Let Mom Keleba come in,
Yes,
CJ.
Himba,
Well, we are waiting. Let Mom Keleba come in.
Okay, all right.
In my understanding, thank you so much. In my understanding is that those, when they take those plates to the family of the girl, if the family of the girl accept those plates, then it means that she has consented. But if they reject, then they will not even receive those plates in the first place. But if they discover that after some time, then they want to take the plates back because they have discovered that this person was not truthful. That depends on the culture, the custom, where those people are coming from. Sometimes these are non-refundable or non-returnable plates. Once you are given, that's it. You can decide whether not to go ahead with a wedding or not. It does not, those plates does not constitute a marriage. A marriage is where both parties and families are witnessing, and probably dowry is paid. When such matters arises, like dowry, lipira, lobola, then that can hold water under our African customary law. But under written statutory, you have to have a marriage certificate. So in this issue, I would put it to say this couple was going through the African customary law way, our traditional way. That's why wanapeleka na tumbale. But tumbale tuja does not constitute marriage. That is just to show interest. It's like buying a flower to a girl that you love and taking it there. Manje setinavipeleka mu finances na tumbales. Then we take it to the couple, to the prospective wife, and say, here we are. We want to express our love for you, our intentions to marry you. That is just an intention. What we call in English that you are fiancéing, you are engaged. That's the engagement part. So in an engagement, that does not constitute marriage. Engagement can be broken up without any ramification, unless there was a lot of money that was involved, and that's when you can simply either return whatever or consider them as a gift. And then that person who lied, the person who broke the promise, if they want to pursue, they can go ahead and pursue and follow those plates. But in this situation, uyo mulumendo oyu takwetene nshiteya kuti aye mukuya sendo tuvale, because he knows that he's the one who is in the wrong. So it will be a sheer waste of time. And this does not mean ngawakutwalo tumbale kuli mweva mwana kashi does not mean chapanishi waba trapped in a marriage. Awe, you also can turn down, you can break the promise by simply saying nasanga umwaume uamano. Even when he did not cheat on you, that one, you can simply say na sanga umwaume uamano onatemwa, not iwe. So please, my apologies, sorry for inconveniences, and good luck for your future endeavors. Then you proceed and go ahead and marry the guy that you feel you are in love with. So in this situation, you have a reason to leave this guy. So let her just leave, because he is going to be a liability and he should not be a project for her. You, as a young lady, you are not there to start managing a project, turning someone from being a cheater into a pastor. No, that is no. Just read the sign. Tell.
Thank you very much, Kelevai. You've reminded me what Evangelist said. Somba ni somba. So, just some general advice in a later shifting had agreed that they would get married or early next year. Now, even kumankala my relationship by bantu amveto a timeline yatu, these are the stages we'll be doing like this. Guys, chinja my goalposts. But then when you look at all things being equal, the guy is just supposed to own up, move to the next phase. For example, she mentioned something like in terms of finances. Muntu asebenza mushe then ambakambata apandalama sini nandazokwana. And then konkala moody when it comes to this issue relationship. So do you advise young people when they notice such things whereby the partner starts developing code or postponing issues that they're supposed to deal with according to the way they had agreed they were going to proceed in the relationship?
May I just say something before you come in, Shaabula? Yes. What I wanted to say was, thank you, Ndalubaka Patrick. What I wanted to say was that this girl has already, unless she has given us a half-baked story, that we ought to also hear from the other side. Because when we hear issues like today, like in the first instance, she talked about that he has a girlfriend who is busy sending pictures. And in the same breath, we hear there's now issues to do with finances. Then that's another issue. Is she the one who is now trying to fish, who is on a fishing expedition, finding faults so she can leave? Or she's telling the truth? Because we can hear from the story that if you have so many multiple reasons that you are busy trying to put across, then we know that you are only trying to find a way out, not that you have interest in this marriage. You are on a fishing expedition and you are going to find definitely skeletons in this young man's closet. Probably this young man has expressed his love. Probably he had dirty skeleton in his closet. But because you have grown cold feet, you want to find a reason and to get sympathy from people, and hence you coming up with all these to my excuses, or rather allegations, which the other gentleman, if he was here, he was also going to tell us a lot about this girl too. Yes.
His side. But there are times Evangelist
You are right. That's why I
mentioned
said
something. He mentioned
we are not
compromise.
to
There are
produce
times
evidence. That's why I use that. She needs to produce evidence, irrefutable evidence that this gentleman has been unfaithful. Is not honesty. So, which means the lady must have irrefutable evidence. Because some people, they will use anything in order to get out. So, she should be able to provide irrefutable evidence. That is the one way she can come out of the relationship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Evangelist. On
Thank
the
you,
same
Shaabula.
issue. Just okay. Yeah. On what Vom Kedebai has said, Evangelist had mentioned compromise. Couldn't it also be because the angle that Vom Kedebai has brought about is that a person is looking for an excuse, but couldn't all these reasons be genuine? For example, in terms of compromising, when you see behavior, you say, okay, I think we can manage with this one. Then you see something else comes in. Then something else. Then now you start tying up everything to say, oh, this is probably this happened because of and this and this. Then you make up your mind. Don't such things happen, okay? Because it might be the situation where she had certain compromise. She has tried to compromise some of those things, but finally she has just had it and said, I think let me just back out now. You're Evangelist.
Yes, here now, yeah. If we go too much outside, if we look at the other side, where we do not have a letter coming to us, we may get lost. So let's end up with a complainant, because the complainant has given us, facts. The other side is quiet, so we will not be able to start guessing what the problem could be. All we can say is that the lady should be able to provide irrefutable evidence.
Yes.
Incriminating evidence. It must be factual to say, I have evidence, and the evidence is ABCD. So we will not draw so much on what we have not heard, on what has not been written to us. That way we fail to find a conclusion. So the conclusion, the matter here is that let the gentleman, the lady, provide the evidence that actually this gentleman is dishonest, and that she cannot continue with him on the basis of his behavior. So that's all. So now, what will protect the gentleman is the evidence that the lady is going to give. If there will not be sufficient evidence, then the lady is a liar. It is herself who has the problem. If she has got evidence, then she'll prove. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much, CJ. Evangelist, my contribution, this is now my personal opinion. I'm going to talk to this lady personally. CJ, thank you for this opportunity. I'm going to talk to this lady the way, if I were in her shoes, how, and I would do, we may say, Yahweh, if I am my excuse, we may look at all this. Mama, it's you in this situation. You are the one who is feeling the water. And you are the one who is judging if this is the man you want to settle with for the rest of your life. And one thing, as other speakers have said, marriage, it's not a trial. Marriage is for life. And again, in our culture, they tend to condemn a woman who moves out of her house or who gets divorced. I mean, our society condemns such. But Valanda, as I said, a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. If me, even like Shaabula, please, Evangelist, don't shoot me. If I were you have all the evidence yourself. Because even if you felt like I don't want to live with him, you still have the right not to go on into that marriage. Even if he's not cheating, but just I don't think I still feel the same I used to feel before Bakali Bole Tambale. It's better you pull out before you get into the marriage, where it will be very difficult for you to come out. And at times, yes, our culture demands us to owe explanations to our parents, sometimes our parents, they'll be saying, we chika ifika babwino mukamulungisha chemunaguhala unagubumba, you make your money the way you want to become na iwatu kampange fyolefo kumpanga. Mama, the things you've seen when you get married, they'll be worse. If this man is a cheater, he'll be cheating you 5 times or more, double. If this man is a liar, he'll be lying more.
Somba ni somba.
Somba, ndiye Shaabula. So basically from me, I would say you've judged. You know you're the best judge in this relationship. If you are convinced this is not the man you want, just say, no, I can't take this, I can't live with it. And 22 years, you are still young. You can still find a better partner. And sometimes if you are if you just feel this relationship is not for you, just say no. And even your parents, if I were you, I would have just said, meanwhile, I've got issues I have with him, But basically, marriage, my friend. And when we are going into marriage, it's like wrestling. Ngawenda wrestling bantu bakutotela ukangena muringi mambo kutimba ntimbo mlicheba babiri na opponent wako. That's the same as marriage. When you get into marriage, you just be you and your husband. Whatever pressure, whatever stress you'll be going through, if it's zagankalako, and even your mother, your father will not be there. So make the decision for yourself, which you'll be able to stand in. Nsaka. I rest my case, CJ. CJ, are you there?
Yeah. Himba, what you have said is true. We need to make a decision not to please people.
No.
When we get married, we don't get into a marriage for other people. We don't please people. It is not a people pleaser. No. It is yourself. In the bedroom, you will go there alone, together with the gentleman or the lady. Whether you perform or don't perform, it will be the two of you. It will not be your father or your mother or your brother to help you. No. Even when living with that gentleman or that lady, it will be you, not another person. So in marriage, marry a person you love. Marry a person you love. Marry a person you respect. Marry a person who can you own. A person who can you own. A person who is attractive to you. That is the kind of person you marry. Not to party a child that you are babu wanda wamukonda or amai wamukonda. No, it is you. What you amai wako noma zama kupona na mkazi wako. No, it is you. So marry a person you love.
Thank you so much, Evangelist.
Yeah.
Mr. Abi, come in, please.
All right. Thank you so much. The problem of marrying someone just because of crowds. This is where we found this language of people saying nowadays marriage is a contract, because they feel like that marriage certificate which they signed in is a contract. That marriage certificate is not a contract at all. No, it is not. You are making it yourself to be a contract. So marriage is not a contract where you say, okay, tizankhala chabe 3 years, tikankhala 3 years na mwana umozi, basi tizasiyana, imwe mzaenda huku na ine nzaenda huku. That's a contract because you agree. But when you say tizakondana mpaka moyo wonse, it means really love for sure for your life. Now, my advice to you, my girl, my sister, to say, your relationship right now is at stake. So, you yourself, you have a doubt in this man. So, those doubts that have come in the end to say, yabwera kuno kuma last manje mufuna kwatirana kuno. Depe yabwera manje. So, maizindikira yonkani. In my case, I can say you are lucky because You have come to know that story before you are in a marriage. So you are lucky. You are going to make a decision that will make you yourself happy. So make a decision which is going to satisfy your heart, so that you should not live a life of blaming yourself for the rest of life. No. Blaming yourself will bring depression, will bring BP, high blood pressure, will bring a lot in your head. You know, some they say, uyu muntu wenasanga uyu kukhulupirira mpaka namanje ndiye pamene anichita. Why you didn't make a proper decision at the beginning? So this is the right time for you to make a decision. If the decision that you are making today, it is a decision that will make you yourself happy, it is a decision that will make you yourself harmful. So make it a right way. So, you know, when you are saying you want to marry, to get married to a man, that man should be responsible, yes. And you yourself must be also responsible. So, mugwirizana bwino bwino. Ngati palibe mgwirizano pakati pa mwaviri, paino nthawi. Nisholoida mkankhale upaite umo. Simuzankhalamo. This is why I think the evangelists have said, kolwe. A dog is a dog, because imbwa si sinthiwa. Olo imbwa ikazi, imbwa imuna, yonse ni imbwa. Atisi kankhala kwa mbuzi, mbakamba ta mbuzi ikazi mwina ni chakuti ni mphongo, mbuzi mamuna ingakale mtonde, somewhere like that. But when it comes to a dog, no, it doesn't change. It is a dog, and it will end up with a dog like that. So you are human. You think of today. So think of tomorrow. Are you going to happy if you are going to marry that person today? If you are going to happy, yes. That man, is he going to provide for you? Is he going to provide love for you? Is he going to love you for the rest of your life? Are you going to respect this man for the rest of your life? Or mzako nkhala akapitima kuti apa pamene akamba kuti vaenda kulowansha manje kani kuchipata uku kaya valina ndani mulungu. Ngati mzakankhana maganizo amene ayo, please osalowa mu mchikwati sitosoweresa. Because if you have done away with that part, you are going to save evangelists to visit your door day by day. Evangelist bwerani kuno tayambana na mamuna wanga vaweruza leo mailo futi vaweruza mailo vazalema va evangelist ka vazalema va Shaabula. No, it's over. Pitirizani mwaviri manje. So to avoid those scenarios is right now. So my sister, please sit down. Ngati zeru zachepa, please pempherana. This Zambia is a Christian nation. Pray. Seek knowledge to Jehovah, our God. He will guide you, and you are going to use a right path for you to part ways with that man, or for you to continue with that man. I raise my case. Let me leave this stage for Mkerebai.
Thank you so much, Abisha, and I hope our sister, you're listening there. As we said, the situation is in your hands. It's you who is going into that ring, and it's you who knows what you want, and it's you who is feeling the water. As we are going towards the end of the program, I'm going to invite Mkerebai to give his last remarks.
Thank you so much, Himba, and Abia or Abba?
Abia.
It's Abia indeed. Abia, yes.
Anyway, we'll talk about that.
From Chipata, boss.
Okay.
It is there in the Bible.
Ziko Mwambiri wa Abia for your counsel, but I tend to differ with the last statement where you talk about marriage not being a contract, but that is a topic of another day. We should advise young people today or married couples that whatever goes up must come down one day. You know the law of gravity or science. There's no contract that is going to be in perpetuity. Even marriage does come to an end at one point, either by death or divorce, separation, or someone just goes cuckoo, goes mad. When a marriage has broken down irretrievably, do not be scared to simply walk away or rather end that marriage. You are not committing an offense. You are not committing a sin. Any contract that you violate in life, you are going to be either suspended or the contract will be terminated. Everything that we do borders on contractual obligations. It could be either moral or legal obligations. So in this issue, the social contract that we sign when we are entering into agreements, this arrangement of marriage, this is a social contract. Yes, we may pronounce those letters to say until death do us part. When we say do us part, death, it means it's only death that is going to terminate this contract. But there are a lot of inevitability in our marriages, in our life journey. We gamble when we get married to one another because you are marrying somebody you don't know, somebody you've never grown up with, and you choose to be with this person and you decide and you even vow that I'm going to marry this person for life. Lucky are those who are still holding on to their vows to death, that have been in marriage for years and years. Thank you. But marriage should also not be a prison that you cannot walk away when you have an issue. So even in your future marriage that you are going to have, young lady, if the man decides to be funny even when you have tightened the knots, do not be scared. Do not even start writing letters. What should I do? Follow your instinct. Follow your heart. When love has faded, you can tell. You can simply walk away. Nobody's going to laugh at you. It's only in Zambia sometimes that I feel, according to our tradition, where we worship marriage like it's a degree or diploma, a master's or a PhD. It's an accomplishment. No. If things goes bizarre, that your Mr. Right start drinking, start cheating on you or start beating you up, do not stay in that abusive relationship. Walk away. That's why we advise young ladies to be independent, financially, economically empowered, educate yourself. That is the tool. It's an equalizer that is going to help you come so tomorrow. That you can simply make a decision to simply pack your bags and leave. You don't even have to think nanga nyumba hii, nanga bana, because you'll be able to look after themselves, your kids, or to look after yourself. So empower yourself. When you see the signs, do not despair. Do not look around. Just make the decision that you make when you are simply saying yes or no. And those words, yes and no, should be respected when they are coming from you. No is no. And yes is yes. Your body, your life, your soul. So do not be intimidated. Do not be lied to. Just follow your instinct. If something is wrong, you can tell. You are old enough to tell that you cannot live with that person. Just walk away. Ndarumba kapate.
Tolumba bomukele bayi gutwambila guti gutobona mbomuke deri mwi bagugataha kubasiya byokwenda tata undipene ndirakweso ba Evangelist mwamba buti
Mwateka kusimuka.
mugabe ndaunga wesu ndirakwesu
I would like to respect all the contributions made. But I just want to make an observation.
Yeah.
Please, this is an observation. Dear friends, when we get married, when we decide to get married, marriage is a lifetime program. Meaning that we don't get married in order to divorce later. When we get married, we actually lock ourselves in and we throw the key into the Pacific Ocean. It is a vehicle which has no reverse gear. Marriage has no reverse gear. And marriage has no regrets. That is why when you want to get married, be sure you are not getting married to the devil. Be sure the person you are getting married is the person who will keep you until death. Yes, I've heard that marriage is a contract. Marriage is not a contract. Marriage is a covenant. Marriage is a covenant. I said marriage is a covenant. What do I mean? In a contract, there are conditions that you write down that will dictate your marriage. But in that contract, if it is a contract, there must be expiry date. There must be expiry date, the beginning and the expiry date. But when we get married, Himba, we are given a marriage certificate the very day we get married. Why do they give a certificate the very day when you get married? It is because there's no graduation. It is because there's no expiry date. And so marriage is not a covenant. I mean, marriage is not a contract, but a covenant. What is a covenant? A covenant is an agreement you put together to say, this is what we are going to do, this is what I'll do, and I will keep it. It has no beginning, it has no expiry date. So marriage is a contract. When we get married, I have never heard Himba and everyone else. I've never heard whereby a man says, now that we're married today, 21st of October, 5 years from now, on 21st of October, this marriage will be dissolved. I've never heard that. Maybe I need to learn more. But here in Zambia, that does not reach. We will not yet receive that kind of teaching. What we know is that when people get married, it is then that you separate them. When they separate because of problems in the marriage, it brings sorrow. It brings concerns. The two families will sit together and talk about the marriage. So you don't just walk away because there is a problem. Marriage is not for cowards. Marriage is for strong people. It's not for people that cannot stand. And when marriage ends, it brings two families together to sit and find the solution to that. Our friends in the West, where you are there in Europe, in America there, and many other countries in the West, they believe that any problem which you are not happy with, if you are not happy, you can easily walk out. No, we don't walk out like the way we walk into the toilet. We just go there to feel, not go to the toilet, go to the toilet. And after you do whatever you do, you walk out. No. Marriage is not a toilet issue. Marriage is a serious matter which requires the brain of a 21-year-old person, matured, tested, tried, and then approved. That's when you get married. You cannot get married because you cannot leave your husband because your husband has just a certain problem. No. Those problems you have to get it together, sit down, and find a solution to it. If our parents, Himba, if our parents decided to walk away, if our mother decided to walk away because of certain problems which they had in their marriage, you and me were not going to be born. We are not going to be born from maybe our fathers. We are going to be born from other men. But they stood in those marriages, and then we had an opportunity to be born in that family. Ladies and gentlemen, marriage is not for boys. Marriage is for men. If you are a boy, don't get married.
And the girls.
And the girls, yes.
Thank you
But
so much.
what Shaabula, sorry. What do you say to men that have more than one wives, or that have more than one wives? Because I still see this coming back to it will come back to a one-man show, that it's a man's world. A woman is left out to be told to sacrifice and to stick to one man if that man is having multiple partners, and the woman must obey because according to your analogy, she should stay and hold on because it's for life. What say you?
Can I come in on that? Can I come in on that?
Himba.
Yes, Evangelist.
Marriage, according to Zambia, in Zambia, each marriage will be controlled by the customs and traditions of that particular tribe. So that is what will determine. I'm not just looking at Christians. I'm looking at just the human beings getting married. Whether they are Christians or not Christians, they will be controlled by the customs and the traditions in that tribe. Let me pick the tribes there in Europe. You look at the French, you look at the Germans, the Italians, the English, the Irish, the Dutch there. They also have their own tradition and the customs which they follow. So they follow those customs. But I want to tell you, in all areas where you go, whether you go to America, you go to Europe, you come to Africa, you go to the Far East, or you go to these islands, there's one thing that they will respect. They will respect that marriage is holy. There might be Muslims, whatever it is, but they will respect marriage. And they will still look at also, if they are Christians, they will look at the tradition and the customs. And there's no custom, Himba, which allows a man to walk away if he's not happy, or a lady to walk away if you're not happy. How many things make us unhappy in our marriage? How many times do our husbands cheat on us? Even our wives cheat on us in terms of finances, that's number. In terms of jobs, that's number. In terms of places where they're going to visit, that's number. And I went to Algate, and I'm Central London. You know, so they're just cheating. And should we divorce on account of that? Not at all. Not at all. Marriage is a covenant.
Why not?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Evangelist. That is a very fantastic and a brilliant question. I would suggest that we have it as another topic for another day. For today, let's deal with this woman who needs our help. Let's talk to our sister who needs our support. CJ, your last remarks. What is your position and what last words you have to our sister?
Yeah, I'll say I also have what has unanimously been given. Marriage is not something to play with, and as you are planning to get into it, make sure that you start on a good foundations. You have your bases covered. Otherwise, like Evangelist said, nsomba ni nsomba, njoka ni njoka. Don't fool yourself at uzamuchinja. What you see is what you get. So make the right decision. Otherwise, it will come back to you. It will come back to you. You are the person that knows or that sees what you've been going through, and if you feel, let me call it quits, yeah, like everybody has said, just do it. You have to consider the future, the kind of life that you want to have, and not a thing whereby you'll be regretting. So follow the procedures that have been advised here, so that you are able to withdraw. That is, if you want to withdraw, and you are still young, 22. You're still young. Osambonkala worried at Kapena. I'm sure market up. You are still receiving a lot of other offers. Yeah, so you know best. You know best. So sit down with your relatives, discuss it with them, give them your position, and then make your movement. Basically, a lot of information has been given. I just want to reach out to our viewers. Please, viewers, make sure you like and follow Ubuntu channel. On Facebook, you look for Ubuntu channel Zambia, like it, follow it. YouTube, look for Ubuntu channel. Twitter, Ubuntu channel. Like our page, follow it. And for those that need counseling, Evangelist Shaabula is available for counseling. You are going through situations in your marriage, you need someone to help you sort out whatever. Evangelist is available. His number is 0977 527 407. I'll go through that number and it is on the screen. 0977 527 407. Call him up, make an appointment.
We need to make money,
So
but
you
that
are
number.
assisted. That we need to make money.
Yeah, it's into the voter Mozambia, so we
Please,
need
you
to
have
at least.
problems in your relationship. Yeah. Yeah. I'll say this once more. If you are having problems in your marriage, please seek counsel. Make sure you make use of the available avenues of reconciling and making sure that you sort out the problems. Unlike just jumping to the gun and say, let me back out. Seek counsel. There's nothing wrong with looking for advice to be counseled, because after the counseling, if you follow everything, it will make things better. You will enjoy your marriage. It will even become sweeter. So for us here, we have Evangelist. Get in touch with him, and he's going to help you out and ensure that yamba kunzuna marriage. Thank you very much, Himba. Over to you.
Thank you so much, CJ. That was very brilliant submission, and I only hope our sister is really if she feels supported wherever she is, the one of this situation, and would love to appreciate her for bringing this situation. All I would say is that when you're making a decision to get married, be jealous of yourself. Just be jealous, value yourself, ask yourself, and be honest with yourself. Is this what I want? Is this I want? Sometimes, yes, we need to listen to advice, but sometimes we really need to listen to our hearts and what we are in, because we are the only ones who knows what is on the ground. Be jealous of yourself. Bafyala abaana naine ndeya awe ukukwa kuti baya naine nkengire chandi. So guard yourself jealously. You are precious where you are precious, wonderfully made, and there's a man out there who's going to appreciate you. There's a woman out there who's going to value you. Remember, marriage is for life. There's no reverse gear. And whatever you see in your partner now, when you get married, it will be doubled. If this man now he's arrogant with you, he will turn you into a punching bag. If this man slaps you now, when you get married, he'll be hitting you. So it's absolutely.
Could it be reversed? Okay, pakan koche neutral.
So literally, it's up to you, my dear sister. We can never make a decision for you. That's your personal decision. As you want to, we can just give you information. We can just give you the advice. At the end of the day, the ball is in your hands to make the decision. But we pray that you make the right decision. When you're getting married, don't make a decision in a hurry. Don't be desperate. Marriage is for life. Thank you so much, our viewers, for being with us, for staying with us.
Madam Himba.
Yes, Abisha.
I'm also thinking about our viewers. Maybe maybe they have something in the inbox. In case of messages, maybe they can be annoyed with us. We didn't think of them.
We've actually thought of them. We've checked on them. They are just laughing, clapping. That is what
All
is.
right. All right. Thank you so much.
We've actually had them, but they are clapping, laughing. If you know that imbwa ni imbwa, imbushi ni imbushi. Tuwatotera sana our viewers alatepa kulekati ntule kumana pano pansaka okulanda mariashi ayanga kula mayanda and kulanda kuma counselors te kulanda fena bo ero muketa ma problems. Even when you want to learn something, you need to talk to somebody in privacy, in confidence. You want to learn something, it's important to reach out to people who've been in marriage or people who've been in these relationships. But going into the marriage with a notion that I'll come out one day, I don't think it's the best thing. Whenever we're going into a marriage, let's be positive that I'm going to make the best out of the marriage. In my conclusion, never stay in the marriage because of your children. May God be with you. Let's make a date on Thursday. Thank you for being with us and from us as a woman.